we don't pay attention to TV ads and a marketing budget of, let's say, $1.5 million. 80% of that is still being shoved into TV, radio, billboards. Call it ATL, above the line. So a healthy company with an employee base of, let's say, over 50 people, 50 to 100 people, let's say, 50 to 100 people, 50 to 100 people, with an operational budget of several $1 million per year, and a marketing budget of, let's say, $1.5 million. 80% of that is still being shoved into TV, radio, billboards. Call it ATL, above the line. And 20% of that is being shoved into digital marketing. That needs to shift to 20% above the line, 20% TV, 20% radio, 20% billboards, if not 0% above the line, and 80 to 100% on social media. Reason being, we don't pay attention to TV ads. We don't pay attention to the billboards anymore. We don't retain what we see on billboards. We don't retain what we see on television. Well, we don't even see the television ads, but let's say we did. We don't retain that anymore. We don't retain or put precedence on the ads that we see on magazines. There are multiple reasons for this. One, simply consumer behavior, consumer trends, the times of modern day. Like, we all spend way more time and energy on here than we do paying attention to TV ads, magazine ads, and billboards. It's just consumer behavior. One. Another factor, the consumers of today are a lot more intelligent than the consumers were 20, 30 years ago. Intelligent meaning more sensitive and more sensible in understanding the context of the advertising that is put in front of us. We welcome it. The consumers today more than welcome the ads, but we understand the execution and the context behind how the ads are placed in front of us a lot more than 20, 30 years ago. So, what I mean by that is, every consumer today, from the time of their teenage years, will understand that when they see a billboard of any a billboard with an ad for any brand or any product, when they see a commercial on TV for any brand or any product, or they see a full page spread on a magazine, they know there was a fuck ton of money put in, given to place that information there. They know that. Versus when they see stuff on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram that is shared by an influencer they follow, that is quoted or paraphrased by the rapper they idolize, the celebrity they follow, the radio station they follow, the media hub they are subscribed to, the blogger they subscribe to. They know that that was not paid. They know that that was an organic, authentic, and honest support and shout out by someone they respect to call out and say, yo, check this out. This is a good brand. This is a cool brand. This is a cool product. I like this. I endorse it. Organically, authentically. They understand the difference between that and a paid ad that they're going to see on a billboard, a TV ad, or magazine page. They understand that. So they're going to place a lot more value on what they see paraphrased, given a shout out of, quoted, or shared by somebody they follow themselves on social media. That's another point. Another big point. When they see ads delivered to them on social media, it is based on the fact that the ad was targeting their interests. So the fact remains also that if a brand targets their interests somewhat correctly, you know, 50% correctly, then chances are a lot higher that the person seeing the ad has somewhat of an interest in that product, in that brand. They also know this. The consumer knows this. So they know, oh, yeah, it makes sense I see this ad because I expressed an interest in XYZ. Right? Now, if I actually am interested in it, I can engage with it, I can click on it, I can follow the brand. Or I can ignore it. If I ignore it, I might see it again a couple times. 1, 2 weeks, a month. But if you ignore it enough times, it's not gonna turn up as often. Yeah? Because you stop demonstrating behavior online to give Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Google your consumer habit, demonstrating that you are interested in that. So the less interest you show, the more likely you're no longer gonna be in that targeting list. Yeah? But if you show some interest to it, it's gonna be shown to you again. They know that as well. So people, you know, people have some good in them. They like to respect and support anything that's good and trying hard. So if you're a brand that's targeting and marketing correctly and well to my interests or anyone's interests, I will recognize that, and you know what? I might just support you even more. Because I see, hey, guess what? This brand's paying attention to me. This brand knows what they're doing. Yeah, you know what? I'll support this. You know what? Yeah, more brownie points for you. You know what? I might just buy your product because I respect you. Yeah. See how that works? The consumer is a lot more intelligent than they were 20, 30 years ago to your marketing tactics. A lot more sensible, a lot more clever, a lot more smarter. So who's the fucking idiot in today's marketing landscape? It's the fucking dick marketing manager, especially the dick sales and marketing manager, who subjectively wants to run and make decisions of all marketing campaigns that are based on data from 30 fucking years ago, dinosaur age data, you know? Like, if you spend a fucking $1 million on TV ads, guess what? Those 33 million people that agency claimed saw your ad, more like put a bunch of zeros before that, 0.00033% of your population saw that ad. I don't shit you. No bullshit. Why? Okay, proof in practice. There was a year where millions were spent on above the line budget, TV advertising, blah blah blah, agencies, you know, fancy videos, all that shit. So many millions of people saw the brand ad that year. I'm not making this up, this is actually what happened in my past experience at Red Bull. And then that year, brand awareness growth did not grow. Product sales did not grow. There were other factors to this, but you know, it's a big contributing factor, right? Yeah. Versus, so how do you explain this? How do you explain spending millions of dollars a year to an agency who claimed 30, 40, 50, 60 million people saw your ad throughout the whole year, but your product sales did not increase, your brand awareness did not increase, etc., etc. How do you explain that? How the fuck do you explain that? Because from their percentages to their calculations to the numbers of people that saw the ad is all bullshit. And they bullshit you because they need to bullshit you, because if they don't bullshit you and they don't have you believing that you need to pay them millions of fucking dollars a year, they don't have a job. They don't have a company. You think big brands and corporations that have partnerships with the government partnered brands in any given country are going to allow this to happen? No, they are not. They're going to fight to the last fucking drip of blood they have before they let it go. Before they fucking put their hands up and say, you know what, we need to change. We need to change. We need to change. They're not gonna do this. You know why? Because the fucking executive who makes $300,000 a year as a director of the agency is not gonna give up his job. He's especially not gonna succumb to he's especially not gonna pull back on his ego and admit that he's wrong. And all those big corporations who are their clients, who have marketing directors and marketing and sales directors who have no fucking idea how to market, they're not gonna do the same either. They're not gonna pull back on their ego and say, oh shit, I was wrong. oh shit, I'm spending $10 million a year, and that shit is literally, I might as well take $10 million and burn it up in flames, because that's what they're doing. Yeah. Because I'll tell you what, the same company where I saw millions of dollars being spent in an entire year on marketing with zero fucking tangible, provable, qualitative results, we also experienced years where I spent $30,000 for the whole fucking year on digital marketing projects. Very cleverly and strategically created campaigns with artists, with influencers, to create a strings of contents, meaning storytelling, snack content, 30 second, 1 minute, 30 second, 1 minute, 30 second, 1 minute, all fucking year long, over and over and over and over. Run hashtag campaigns on Twitter, run competitions on Instagram, find partnership, give free product. And guess what happened when you used your mind properly, observed the market properly, reacted to how the market behaves properly, and pump out a fuck ton more content for a lot less money, not even under $100,000. Guess what happened? We got way more qualitative data that meant something and was real, yeah. And oh, brand awareness actually increased. Oh, product sales actually increased. Holy shit! We didn't say we had hundreds of millions of views, but the 30 million views we actually got for the entire year, with everything put together, actually was true. 30 million people actually saw the content. I'm just trying to quote a number. I don't remember the exact number, but I'm just saying it was 30 million people. As a result of total content views across everything for the entire year. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, views, engagements, impressions, all of it put together. Let's say it was 30 million. It was a real 30 million people who saw this ad. It was real 30 million people who engaged with the ad. It was real. And guess what happens when 30 million people in a country, the population of Korea was about 40 million, so 30 million out of 40 million, if they actually saw this shit, or 10 million people saw it 3 times throughout the whole year, which still gives 30 million views, right? Or 5 million saw it 2, 4, 6 times, right? Whatever. However that ends up, 30 million views in a population of 40 million for a whole year gives a fucking significant kick, dent in the effectiveness of your marketing campaign. Versus those Nielsen data driven fucking agency driven above the line marketing agency driven TV advertising, billboards, magazines, all that data means nothing. Fucking nothing. Reason number 1, they're basing their calculations on data that is 20, 30 years outdated. And on top of that, the data is assuming that people still watch TV when the ads come on. Less people watching TV, for one, and ain't nobody watching your fucking commercials when the commercials actually come on. Reason number 2, from TV viewership to billboard eyeballs to magazine eyeballs to newspaper eyeballs, none of it is true. You cannot measure it. You cannot measure any of that. None of that can be measured, so none of that is accurate data. Incorrect data. That's point number 2. Point number 3. It's way overpriced because it's still priced at the same price points it was when it was the most powerful marketing devices and platforms in the entire fucking world since 20-30 years ago. So when you put those 3 points together, that should tell you very quickly it's incorrect marketing. And if you still have any more doubt, ask yourself one question right now. Try and think of any brand that you remember, an ad that you saw on, and what the product it was that they were selling to you in that ad. And where did you see that ad? Was it on TV? Or was it on Facebook? Or Instagram? Or YouTube? Or Twitter? Or Snapchat? Or TikTok? Or some other social media platform? Or the internet? Where did you see it? Where do you remember it from? A lot more of you will answer to that from here. A lot less of you will remember something from TV. It's just math. So which one should be priced more higher than the other? It's a fucking brain fuck, man. The answer's right in front of you. You all know the answers. Yet, you got these egotistical motherfuckers who want to keep their fucking fancy titles and fucking salaries for making decisions for companies that go against the very grain of sensibility and realities of today's marketplace and marketing. Marketing 101. You need to cater to the consumer. The consumer, not you. Not your belief. Not what you think. Not what you want to be the truth. It's the consumer, because they pay you. They endorse you. They decide if they want your product, not you. Isn't it fucking simple, man? Fucking A. Jesus.